Hey guys, Wadecashion here with Texas Duck Dogs. If you've been to our property, I'm up on our big hill. Beautiful look out over Cook County, and this is one of my favorite spots to come dove hunting. We've got a few oak trees up here, there's some shade, and I wanted to talk to you guys about introducing your new puppy into the dove field, your old dog, taking him hunting. Maybe he's 9 years old, 10 years old, and what you need to be thinking about, how to know when your dog's overheating, and how to cool your dog off. So let's start. Maybe you're one of our customers and you've got your dog back and this is your first season hunting your dog in the field. What do you need to know? The first thing is you need to know it's about your dog, not about you and hunting. The first few hunts, we want you to work the dog and not your gun. Leave your gun at home, leave it in the truck, take the dog, make sure you are setting him up for success. You're not going to let any bad habits develop with except one exception that we're going to make for dove season, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. Your young dog has been through training. He's steady to shot, single retrieves on land and water if he's been through our basic hunter program. He's on and off leash obedience trained. You've seen him when you come out for your final one-on-one. We sit in the duck blind and we launch and shoot, and you see your dog deliver birds to hand and everything. But simulated training is different than hunting. And I've got my young dog, he's running around here. He's not old enough to dove hunt yet. I mean, he'll retrieve birds and he's had some gunshots in the background, but he's far from being ready to go accompany me on a hunt. And so we got more training and more work to do with him. But for your dog, if you've completed our basic hunter program and this is your first time in the dove field with your dog, what do you need to know? Don't hunt in waist high or shoulder high corn. That's hard even for your old dog. I've got master hunters that when we go dove hunting and we're in really tall, heavy cover, it's hard on them. For one, they have to work really hard to find the birds. Little bitty mourning doves don't put off much scent. Opening day, it's usually really hot. And sometimes your dog is probably wondering, why are we even out here? Almost too hot to hunt. Sometimes I wonder that myself, but not really. And so when I introduce a young dog to hunting for the first time, I try to do it in a mowed field or a plowed field, but not some standing milo or grain or anything like that, or, you know, some corn stalks that were cut and they're, you know, knee high or something like that. It's going to be hard for your young dog if you're in an uncut or unmowed or unplowed field to mark where those birds fall and then go get them. So I tell you, if it's your first time to hunt your dog, try to go and make it an easy, fun, successful hunt. The other thing, if you got an old dog and, you know, say he's 9 or 10 years old and he's been sitting on the couch most of off season and now you're going to take him dove hunting, he's going to be excited and ready to go, but he's probably going to be out of shape and not heat conditioned unless you've put in the work during the off season to have him prepared. So be careful with that. Keep that in the back of your mind. He's getting some age on him. He's probably out of shape and he's not heat conditioned. You don't want to overheat your dog on a real hot September dove hunt. So how do you know when your dog's overheating? For one, his tongue will hang down and start to curl up. He'll be holding his head straight in the air, trying to get air, trying to cool off, and he can't. So some things you can do. Take an oversized tub or a large cooler and have it full of ice and have it opened and teach your dog that he can get in there, get in that cooler and just lay on top of the ice, or get in that big tub, some kind of oversized storage bin. Hey, you know, your wife's probably going to put out fall decorations in the morning. Go ahead and help her and just dump that storage tub with all those decorations out in the living room. Tell her you were going to help her get started, and then fill that tub up with ice so that, you know, tomorrow morning or all this weekend when you're hunting, you've got a tub full of ice. Your dog can jump in there, cool his belly, cool his paws and his legs, keep him from overheating. Some people say carry rubbing alcohol, and you can douse their legs and their stomachs with that, and the evaporation will help take the heat off. Some research says that doesn't reduce their body heat as much as maybe we thought at one time, but for sure the ice tub. Main thing is don't overwork your dog. Don't have him out there all day long picking up your limit and your buddy's limit and everybody else's limit. I know a guy that did that with his dog, and his dog fell over, started having seizures, was never the same, and eventually died from it. So be careful with that. Introducing your young dog into the field, again, work the dog, not your shotgun. It's best if you have whoever you're whoever the best shooter in your group is, say, hey, do you mind if I come and stand with you and work my dog and you shoot birds? Hopefully 1 or 2 or 3 shots and a bird falls. You don't want to go through a full box of shells and no birds fall. That's not a good start or a successful hunt for your young dog. So just keep these things in mind. I hope these are helpful tips. Oh, finally, a lot of people think hunting next to a pond is going to keep their dog cool because he can get in the water. It will just help a tiny bit, especially in the evenings. If the sun has beat down on that pond all day long, the top 10 inches and surface level of that pond is probably 95 to 97 degrees, which is like a hot tub or a warm bath. It's not really going to help them cool off. Now, if you get down to the deeper depths of that pond, there will be some cooler water in there, but the way dogs are made, they float on the surface and they never access that deeper, cooler water in the bottom. So I'm always a fan of the oversized tub or the large cooler full of ice, and train your dog to get in there and cool his belly and his stomach off like that. So I hope all this is helpful. I hope you have a great, successful dove hunt. I hope you're careful with your shots. You're not letting your dog develop any bad habits like breaking. And here's another thing. During dove season, and this is the only kind of bird, as soon as my dog is on the way back, I'm going to try to take that bird straight from his mouth. Normally I make them heel, sit, grab the bird firmly, and say drop. But I'm not going to do that during dove season because dove feathers, they flake off real easy and they'll cake up the air pipe and the windpipe of the dog. So as soon as he's coming back to me, I'm going to try to reach out and grab that bird. Then I'll tell him heel and sit. And remember, the hotter he gets, the less standard you're going to be able to get for obedience and compliance, because it's really hard to think and be sharp when you're hot and just trying to catch your breath and not overheat. So be careful with your dogs, keep them cool, have fun, be careful with your shots. Happy hunting, happy training, and we'll see you in the field.